when I returned after coming out of the hospital, I called her, and she was at the university at that time.
Okay.
And she said, I'm going to. The professor asked her to ask the class, is there anything that happened special this week?
Yeah.
She wrote a poem about, which is found in the book.
Yeah.
That
her hand will not rest.
That her hand will not rest until she finds the person who did it.
Yeah.
I am his daughter. And she had a sense of, as the book says, revenge. Now, she didn't have a sense of going out and killing anybody, clearly. But that remained with her until such time. Now years passed, and then during her, she got married, and during her honeymoon year, she's a writer, national writer for the Washington Post. She took a leave of absence for the year of the honeymoon, and went to Israel to find out who this person was.
But she was also doing a study on the subject of revenge as well.
It led to the subject of the study.
This led to the... Okay.
This led to the study. She came to Israel, and she began to, she had read on it and all that, but she felt she had to have some direct experience. And so she went to different parts of the world. She went to Sicily, where there's the, they have in Albania, where there's a code of revenge.
Yes,
she was in Iran. She went to many situations like that. And then she interviewed people like Leah Rabin. Do you feel any sense? How do you feel about your husband being? And also Netanyahu, and also Shamir, and also, and it's all in the book. These different people, and it became a subject. So it is a non-fiction book on the subject of revenge, but it had a twist in it, in that she wanted. It was objective, yet it was subjective. Yeah. It's a narrative of her trying to find. Now,
she eventually did contact the family of the shooters, and can you tell us about how she posed? And
That's exactly it. So she wanted to find out more about this, and she went from house to house in Ramallah and stumbled upon a little house at the edge of the ravine, and there she met a family. And when she came into their abode there, they said, that's her son over there on the wall. And they said, what? Well, he's a hero. He's a hero. I said, why? Because he is in prison now. But he stood forth for the course, and he shot somebody. She said, who? She says, oh, just a Jew, one of those Jews. And so she asked them, without them knowing who she was, because now she's going to hide her identity. So, do you know, or don't you feel any sense of fear that somebody may revenge that? Yes. And they said, oh no, because he shot him, and it wasn't personal. He just shot him like that, ideological reasons. Mm-hmm. As she left the house, and she looked back at the house, she says, it may not have been personal for them, but it is for me. Mm. And then began the journey of Laura Blumenfeld personally having, it's one thing to study revenge. Yes. But it's another thing to really work through that feeling.
She really went through the whole gamut of
feeling
emotions.
Of her father. The bullet hit my head, and really I would have been dead. I was,
so close.
Whether I was dead or not dead is not even the issue. The point is that somebody shot her father, but the point is that I was just walking down the street. What?
Yes. Now, eventually she continued, and she got very close to that family. The shooter, Omar Khatib. His family. She spent close to a year with that family.
She became very close with the family because she was trying to fathom what it is, what kind of a family that he brought up in, and all of that. And the relationship in the course of time developed to be, was very close. Yeah. Now, I was not aware that she was looking for any kind of revenge. I only found out about her contacting the family even. When I had visited Israel in the middle of the year when she was there, after all of her traveling and all of that. And she told me, and I said, I didn't say stop, because I knew she wasn't going to kill this person, but I said, one thing I do want to know, who that person, you've found out who the person was. I'd really like to get to know who that really, and she told me all that she knew, and the story develops on how finally we do meet that person.
She got your interest going.
Got my interest going.
And now I was just really totally blown away by this book. It really has had a transforming effect on my own life in no small way. But the climax of the book is, I was crying when I read it. I don't want you to give the whole thing away.
But
a little bit.
But essentially, what the book conveys, the message that it conveys, is that there are different kinds of revenge. One is an eye for an eye.
Yes.
One is turn the other cheek.
Yes.
And I told her there's another kind of revenge, a revenge which is a constructive.
Yes.
That is to say, instead of tearing the other person down with negative energy, use that energy, whatever it is that's driving you, into a positive thing.
Okay.
And a constructive energy, I was involved with the Holocaust Commission. Survivors of the Holocaust used what they could have gone on revenge, and gone on that and all. But instead they used that energy for so many things. They came to America and they built country. Homes, and they had children and grandchildren, and they're benefactors of many fine causes. I know one woman who goes to Rikers Island and visits the prisoners there.
Yes.
Because she herself was a prisoner. So use it constructively.
Right. Now, this was very transforming for your daughter Laura, but it was also very transforming for the family. Can you tell us a little bit about how she made an impact on this family?
Right, because she took the thing one step further. When I talked about constructive response, she talked about the transformation. She says, I've been transformed by this experience. I started out with revenge. I've come to know these people as human beings. Once you know somebody as a human being, once you relate to them, you look them in the eye, and you come to know them, you're not going to pick up a gun and kill them.
Right.
That's what she did. Now, she was transformed. Now, she said, could I transform Omar Khatib? Now came the supreme challenge, and that's what you mentioned at the end of the book. She confronts Omar Khatib in surprise, with the family's not aware, and suddenly
she reveals herself.
Court. She reveals herself. She reveals
the first time.
Like Esther, Queen Esther.
Yes.
That's it. The first time, and their shock.
Yes.
And that's where the emotional pitch of the book, the end of it. That's why it's a great study, objectively, but there's also the subjective element. It was person to person now.
Yeah.
They knew her. You're the daughter of the person who he tried to kill.
It's too late.
Now,
we can't hate you now. It's too late.
That's it. As a matter of fact, one of them was going to have a child, and they were going to name the child Laura. It turned out to be a boy. Turned out to be a boy. But the relationship got to be so close on a human level that they were the family certainly was transformed. Still
to this day, it's at a last
And now Omar Khatib has come out, and he is out of prison now. He is out of prison because he had served about 16, 17 years of a 25-year sentence. He's not well. And he has come out in public and has said that what he has done is done, and now he from his point of view, terrorism is not the path.
Wow.
He is transformed. He's afraid, and it was in the newspapers.
Do you want to meet him?
About less than a year ago, and now he has gone into hiding because the situation is not good.